Anyway, I should mention my best time is 9:03, and that's what the time I am trying to surpass. Anyway, let's try again, shall we? Maybe we might PB this time, if we don't get fucked by other things.
There's
If I
no
just
feeling more
play well, if I
intense
just
than
play well,
starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was
I'm
due,
gaming.
as I have,
Easy clap.
or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings
Whoa,
on red but it came up black.
that was good.
If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a
That was
wedding
almost
and
good.
then immediately dropped food on it.
That was almost
If you won an
bad.
argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their
Pack,
original
please.
view.
Thank you.
Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much.
Time for the
Feel free to
check-in.
go away and come back. I'll be here.
Just gonna try and get to the rock here.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any
This
point.
is gonna be an easy
Just find a
first
safe
try.
place to stop and quit the game. And don't worry, I'll save your progress, always.
Nice.
Even your mistakes.
Easy clap.
This game is a
First
homage
try.
to a free game that came out in
Okay.
2002, titled Sexy Hiking.
Easy first try.
The author of that game was
Easy
Jazuo,
first
a
try.
mysterious Czech
pace, good
designer
pace,
who was known at the
good
time as the
pace.
father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and
This is
freely,
really good
and they're
pace.
often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products.
Look at me go. Look at me go.
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and
Sorry,
unfriendly
content,
games of
don't
its
worry
time.
about that.
In it,
It
your
can be all
task is
that.
simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing,
In it.
in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the
Speedrun
game
start.
its flavor.
Let's go ahead and
No amount of
try
forward
it.
progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery,
Made it.
and the player is constantly, unremittingly
Alright,
in
this
danger
like,
of
this is good
falling
pace,
and
I
losing
don't know what I'm
everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this
Nice
dead
cats.
tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of
Holy
compromise.
I
Most
almost
obstacles in
landed so
video
hard
game
there.
worlds are fake. You can be completely
Holy
confident
shit.
in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method
Right, this is the
or the
best
correct
pace I've ever
equipment or
had.
just
What the
by
hell?
spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy
This is
Hiking
actually
is
such
real.
good pace. Hang on, my hair's fucked. Okay, keep going.
The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process
Let's try.
of building a game about climbing.
First try.
A funny
Fuck
thing happened
that.
to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder.
Come on.
Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them,
Such good pace. I don't
and it's
wanna
our
ruin it.
repeated
I don't
attempts
wanna
to
ruin
reach
it.
the summit that turns those mountains into something real.
Okay, let's do this.
When you're building a video game
Speedrun
world,
pace, speedrun
you're building
pace.
with ideas.
No.
And that can be like working with
Alright,
quickset
I'm
cement.
pogoing.
You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with, and in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable,
go.
like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world,
Okay.
not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas.
Holy shit, this is really good pace. That was a really
For years
bad
now,
jump.
people have been predicting that games
wanna
would
go
soon
too
be made
fast
out of
for this, so-
prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context, and once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage. In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds. Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we
I don't
call
like
the internet.
first.
It now
saw
vastly
nobody else.
outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash.
Okay.
But only trash culture. B games, B movies, B music,
Damn it, I
B
missed it.
philosophy.
Okay.
Maybe this is what digital
Missed it.
culture is.
Shit.
A monstrous mountain of trash, the ash
Missed it
heap of
again.
creativity's
I
fountain.
keep missing the pockets.
A landfill with everything we ever
throwing.
thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and
The
unsorted.
pocket. There we go. And then go. Fling.
There's 3D models of breakfast,
No,
Gen
why did it
X's
fall
fanfic
out?
novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on Live Leak.
God damn it.
Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups,
I'm getting the
car
pockets.
crash
I'm getting
epic
the
failed
pockets.
GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten,
Damn it, I missed the
unrecycled,
pocket again.
muddled, rotten,
Okay, got the pocket.
untitled.
There we go.
Everything's fresh for
There
about
we go.
6 seconds, until some
Okay.
newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight.
Damn it.
In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make
Okay,
something
this is not where I
demanding
wanna be.
if
There
it
we
just
go.
gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things?
Okay.
When games were new, they wanted a lot from you.
Okay.
Daunting you, taunting you, resetting and delaying you. Players
don't
played
get fucked by the space
stoically.
bit. Go,
Now
go, go, go,
everyone's
go.
turned off by that. They want to burn
Up.
through it quickly.
Go
A quick
up.
fix for the fickle, some
Oh my
tricks for the clicks of
gosh.
the feckless.
I got fucked
But
by the
that's
space
not you,
bit.
you're an acrobat.
Now what?
You could swallow a baseball bat.
I got fucked by the space bit. No.
Now I know, most
do I
likely you're
do?
watching this on
What do I
YouTube or
do?
Twitch, while some dude with
do
10
that.
million views does it for you. Like a
Come
baby
on.
bird being fed chewed up food. That's called
What's the time? Holy shit. Sub 7? Sub 7. Holy fuck. I got a fucking sub 7. Holy fucking shit. Are you fucking seeing this shit? Are you fucking seeing this shit? God damn. God damn. That's Pug. That's Pug.